results are in. Kendra, you are not the mother. It wasn't a phase.
It's Vicky with the very first episode of the Senior Citizen Podcast with
Graves.
I'm so happy you agreed to be on the show.
I'm so happy you invited me. Thank you so much for letting me.
No, it means the world to me, and giving you the wrong address and everything before you got here too. That probably wasn't very nice.
That was a struggle. I was like 40 minutes out from here.
Oh no!
Like I was so worried I was gonna be late, and
it's all good. You can see how we're really chill here and everything. And something that I really do want to touch on in the show is basically the nostalgia of being in the scene. So I want to hear your story, like how you got into this.
Typical story, like you're going to middle school and then you're influenced by your friends like around you and just listening to the same music as them. I got into it by, if you remember like the older school bands like Black Veil Bride, Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil.
Knives and Pens was my first
this
is it. This is mine.
Exactly, right? Like when you saw that, you love the aesthetic, you love the message, and you just, I don't know, it just felt different. And, in a world where everyone feels like they're all like a number and everyone feels the same, you just like being a little different. So that's just kind of what drew me in.
Right. So did you had your like little group of people? Because you said, you were listening to what your friends listened to, or were you more of the outcast?
A little bit of both. I was an outcast at first, and then that's when I found my little group of people. That's when I was like, okay, like we have so much in common. Let me see what you guys are listening to, because I was showing some of my stuff.
Right.
And at the time I was listening to like a lot of dubstep. Like 2012 was like
Skrillex.
Huge for Skrillex, stuff like that.
Oh, cool stuff. And what was the day that you like woke up and said, all right, I want to be a musician? Because you're a vocalist.
I'm everything.
You're everything.
I'm everything.
I'm jealous.
It started with vocals. I don't know. I just heard Motionless in White. That's my favorite band of all time. And I just heard this weird type of yelling. And then I try to mimic it. And I'm like, I can't get it down, Then that's when I started looking up videos, and I'm like, oh, this takes work. And so I just tried it out, and then, lo and behold, a couple months in the shower, I felt like I sounded great, and that's when I was like, I'm going to start my own band. Eventually switched to guitar, now I'm on bass, now I'm a producer.
That's awesome. And the acoustics in the shower are just, top-notch quality.
God. It's beautiful.
I'm Adele in the shower. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude, are you kidding me? Sam Smith has nothing on me when I'm in the shower.
That's what I'm talking about. So you were self-taught vocalist, basically, and that's actually the second time I've heard a story like this. A while ago I got to talk to a Mexican group called Whiplash, which was really cool. That in one of their songs I heard the screams, and I was like, wow, a Mexican group, very much into rock, very much giving like a Maneskin, Black Veil Brides vibe, and I was like, these guys are so cool. And I asked them, I was like, how'd you learn how to scream? And they all started cracking up. They're like, he learned on YouTube. So I guess you're not the only one. I guess it's pretty common.
Yeah, because it's not like there's like a specific, vocal coach for this type of genre. At the time, this type of genre wasn't exactly, popping off. Like in the bigger scenes and the radio and in the bigger media. So, it was just trial and error. Just listen to your buddy telling you to, do this with your throat or something,
Right.
And it was a struggle. It really was.
I can imagine. You can hurt yourself, your vocal cords and stuff too.
There's been so many times on stage where I blew out my voice in the middle of a show, and it sucks.
Oh no! Tell me a little bit about your shows, about who, the bands that you've worked with and stuff.
So I'm in a band called No Tomorrow. I've been in multiple bands. You know how it is, high school bands. People fall off. They don't take it as seriously, and my band's called No Tomorrow. We started, I want to say, a year and a half ago, and it's just a group of my buddies just trying to have fun and make music. Our live shows, the one thing that I always promise our audiences is that we're going to give you energy. Like, I turn into an animal on stage. I'm like calm and collective right now, but once I get on stage, once I see the lights, once I see the people going crazy, it just brings something out of me.
You wake up.
Yeah, I wake up, and that's my biggest thing. I always promise people that I want to give you a show. I want to return the same energy that I would want to see from the audience. Right.
How do you feel, because obviously we've seen, we've grown up with this kind of music, and at some point we probably did feel like outcasts, and it wasn't the highlight, of growing up. But about this kind of music. It's now mainstream, really. Like, you see people that are popular and stuff, and they're out there wearing a Pierce the Veil t-shirt, and you're like, what the hell's going on here, you know? What's your look on that?
I have to thank some of these like big bands that didn't fall off and just kept going. You know, we have to look at bands like, I don't know if you hear, you know, Bring Me the Horizon, Falling in Reverse, you know, even, you know, Moses Sense White. They're starting to experiment with their sound.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it really is. It's the mixing of genres. These bands are not just sticking to the same metal, you know, formula. They're experimenting. They're going more pop. They're trying more clean singing. That's bringing some people from the mainstream into the metal world because, you know, once you find their songs, you're going to be like, you know, what are some of their older stuff? And then you're like, what is this? You know,
right.
It sounds weird. And I enjoy that so much. Like, I want people to, you know, I want people in this community to grow as much as possible because this is such a beautiful community and I just want to see it, you know, nourished.
That's good. We don't gatekeep. We girl boss up in here.
Exactly. Exactly. You remember those guys? Those elitists, those gatekeepers, you know?
You know, and that's something that I'm really trying to break here. Like, this genre of music, this scene, it's for everybody. It's not just, you know, male-dominated. It's for everyone, really.
It really is.
I do have a personal request for Falling in Reverse. Ronnie Radke, please stop rapping. It's not his thing. It's trying to sound too much like, oh, okay, we got something to talk about.
I have no comment on Falling in Reverse. They sound great. I think his rapping is okay. When he came out with Alone, I was off of it. Then he came out with, I forgot what was the new, Popular Monster. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I'm getting into it. Because I did grow up with, like, Spanish hip-hop rap. So, like, I do like rap in a sense.
No, I think we have a very much a similar background. I did grow up with reggaeton. I grew up with Spanish rap, Daddy Yankee. We seen in Yandel.
Love Daddy Yankee. Alexei Infido was another. Reiki Mike and Y was another great one.
I actually got to talk to them once. It was very much like a, wow, oh my God, these people are in front of me. And it's insane.
That's me when I was like 5 years old. That's my childhood right there. Like,
and it's funny because they'll be promoting new music and it always just goes back to those hits that they had back in the days. You're like, the nostalgia's there.
Down.
And it's the same thing with the... Down, yeah. It's the same thing with what you do with Bring Me the Horizon, Asking Alexandria, all those bands. It's like, it's not the same as the old stuff. Like,
it's not. And I enjoyed that. I think that bands need to evolve. You know, I don't think you should stick to the same sound, you know, for the rest of your life. I think you should make people question your sound, make people think for a little bit. That's what I truly believe.
That's true. What's your opinion on the new Paramore sound?
But I haven't been listening to Paramore as of recently.
Really?
So I haven't. Again, it's one of those bands that kind of fell off for me. You know, not intentionally. I just kind of like was focused on other bands.
They're dominating the indie pop world right now. Like, and Hayley Williams vocals, they never miss.
Are they going towards like an Arctic Monkey type of vibe? Is that what's happening? Because I can see that happening.
Kind of, but not exactly. Like, it's poppy, but it's not like that grungy, like super slow Arctic Monkeys. It's more hype.
I can.
So we're not going back to 505. We're back at the 954. You know.
I can picture. it. Yeah. No. Paramore. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about Paramore. It's just like one of those things.
I'm a little hurt.
I'm sorry.
Paramore. No. Should have studied up a little bit more.
That's the difference between. I will say that, you know, between, you know, like in middle school. You heard Paramore when you were in middle school, I'm assuming.
I heard Paramore when I was too young to be listening to Misery Business.
Really?
I remember that the music video. I don't know if it's engraved into your memory like it is for me.
I can see pictures of it. Yeah.
Hayley Williams pulling out the chicken cutlets from the girl's bra. Yeah. No, that I grew up with Paramore. That's definitely one of the bands that, without even noticing it, inspired my music taste as I grew up. That and Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco.
So like like a lot of like the older emo bands.
Yeah, because a lot of their videos would come up on MTV when they still played music videos.
Exactly, when MTV was actually MTV.
Exactly.
And not like Check Out My House.
That was still a good era. We're not gonna hate on it.
Okay.
It went downhill from Jersey Shore.
Oh my God! As soon as they started playing that, I saw one episode, and as a kid knew that society was over, and I just decided to just stop watching it. You know
that the Mexican version is like 10 times worse.
There's a Mexican version of Jersey
that
Shore.
franchise is all over.
El Jersey Shore?
It's called Acapulco Shore. It's 10 times worse.
That's insane. I didn't know that these type of shows continue. That's the problem.
It's a franchise, yeah. No, it's crazy. But, going back to the music scene and not Jersey Shore and Acapulco Shore here, what's your, like, end goal as a musician? Like, who do you aspire to be?
This is going to sound so bad.
Don't say Ronnie Radke.
No. Well, someone at least that's not afraid to speak up about certain things.
Okay.
Because that's, the one thing that I do see a lot is a lot of things being, quietly shut down. And I don't mean just politically. I mean, just things that we're not really thinking about. Like going back to the elitist thing. There's a lot of metalheads out there that are being elitist, and they're saying that they don't want to experiment with some of the newer genres, some of the newer bands, and they want to stick to the same old, those like biker listening to Disturbed, Korn, and Metallica type of people. And I respect that. What freaks me out is that there's like 10-year-olds like that. That's what's like really freaking me out. There's 10-year-olds, there's 12-year-olds, there's 14-year-olds listening to, Metallica, Nirvana, and going, this is the sound, there's nothing else should be like it. And I don't want people to think like that, because, the moment you think about the past is the moment that the society dies.
Right. But in some ways, wouldn't you relate to that? Like, I personally started getting to that music maybe seriously around like 12, 13, and I had that same attitude.
I was like that.
That was the day that I unplugged anything in Spanish.
Mm.
It was done for. And then I felt like I wasn't being true to my culture. Mm-hmm. And, I'm from a household that speaks strictly Spanish. And I was like, this is it. This is the only sound. This is what I want to listen to. If it's not screaming, I don't want to hear it. And, you kind of grow up and grow out of that.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I bet Mrs. Mom, like, was freaking out when she saw that happening.
Oh, no. My poor mom.
Oh, my God.
She didn't even know what to do with me. I walked around saying, I'm going to get this tattoo and that tattoo. And,
I actually did it, yeah.
I did not.
You did not?
No. Tell me about your tattoos.
My tattoos, compulsive. If I may not, I just woke up and just said, you know what, let me get my tattoos. They are thought out.
Right.
These are movies that I used to watch with my family.
I see a lot of Tim Burton.
Yeah.
We got the Oogie Boogie there.
Mm-hmm. And this is not a lot of people can guess this. This is a Scary Godmother from like Cartoon Network. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Well, these are just basically, movies that I felt were like within my goth culture that my family enjoys as well as with me. That's what I felt like I'm connected to them a little bit more, because they kind of understand my world a little bit. So
right.
I got this to just kind of be like, this is my world that I share with my family.
Right. So it was the equivalent of like, you come home with your mom's name tattooed, and it's like, okay, it's a tattoo, but it's your name, Mom.
Yeah. That was my second tattoo right here on my leg.
Oh.
It was just a heart that says Dead Love Black Craft, and then like my mom's name in the middle.
Oh God, I'm sure she loved that.
Oh my God, she likes it now. I'll say that. She likes it now.
My brother's a little bit older than me, and he impulsively has gone out and gotten, like, he has anime running down his left leg. Some amazing pieces too. Like, he has taken, I don't want to say he's taken a lot of time to think them out, because it's been like a morning text like, oh, I'm going to the tattoo shop today, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know yet. But it's come out great, thankfully. And my poor mom is just like, it's his body, he can do what he wants with it. What if he doesn't want them anymore? Like, he just keeps going and going.
Yeah, like
it's never
tattoos
gonna
are
get
something, going back to the scene, tattoos are something that like I was inspired by the bands that I saw.
Yeah.
Being like some of these bigger bands at Warped Tour, I saw them neck down, covered in tattoos, and I just looked at it and I said, "That's cool."
Yeah.
Like, I'm a teenager, I'm going, "That's fucking awesome."
Right.
I don't know if I can.
No,
curse.
it's okay. You're good.
Okay, cool. Like, that's so amazing. Like, I want to look like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't. I would have one of those anchor, never sink tattoos or whatever. I was one of those, probably an infinity sign. So let's just be happy
like
that
a paper airplane going like right here.
Yeah, and now I would have had a crap load of stupid tattoos. So let's think.
Tattoos.
Thank you, Mom.
She did her job.
She did me well. Yes.
But I love tattoos, because they're like a stamp of the time that you got it.
Yeah. So you got those a while ago, no?
Yeah, quite a bit. I just got to finish them up, but I work long hours, so it's kind of hard to see my tattoo artist without him being working on something else, or I'm actually at work. So.
Do you have the next one planned?
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish up this sleeve. I'm gonna put Edward Scissorhands.
Okay.
I used to watch that movie with my mom all the time, and that's a special place I hold in my heart. And yeah, this I'm going to black out and just make it into space.
Do you have a
Add, like,
regret up
stars.
there? Is that a regret?
Not a regret. It looks cool. I like it. It's amazing. But, you know, I got it when I was 17, and I wish I would have thought about it a little bit more, but it's all right.
No, we're putting ourselves out there. Show it.
Oh, my God. It's a little scratch tattoo.
Oh, okay. No,
It's
it
not-
does look cool. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. You
Better
know,
than an anchor.
Yeah, but, like, I wish I would have thought about it a little bit more. That's
You should have
about
added an anchor in there.
What's an anchor?
The anchor.
The
The never
anchor.
sink. Yeah. Or the infinity sign. That's what it's
my
missing.
God, that's exactly what I'm missing. I might put, the heart and put mom, like, just right there.
There you go.
SpongeBob tattoo that everybody gets.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Exactly. That's what I got.
On the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, I wanted to take a moment for the shameless plug. Go ahead and just take a moment to plug in whatever you want to promote, whatever you want people to go look at.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, my band No Tomorrow is releasing an EP April 22nd, so be on the lookout for that. And I do believe, if we're not mistaken, if our manager's doing his job, we might have a show, I want to say, in O'Malley's. I want to say April 29th, at least a week after the album drops. But, we'll keep you posted. The Instagram is NoTomorrow_SOFL for South Florida. And if I could just give a shout out to, like, a couple of other bands in the scene
for
that's
it.
just doing well that you should
Shameless plug
interview,
moment.
honestly.
Yeah, if you can give me their numbers later.
Immediately, I got you. So one of the bands out there, NGY, they're a great punk band. They're bringing the scene back up. They're actually doing a lot of hard work in order to host a lot of shows every week. Further North, Further South, great metalcore band that you guys should listen to. They just came out with 3 singles, and they're coming out with a 4th one. They're killing it right now, honestly. And Hanging Witch, which is a band that I'm actually recording, and I'm just hearing what they have in store and hearing what they're writing. These guys go hard. Great musicians. You should totally check them out.
Well, everyone should go ahead and take their time to check out those bands, support the South Florida local scene. And I just want to thank you so much for your time today. I am so happy that, we kicked off the show with your energy, with your vibe. You're a great person, and it was great talking to you. And catch us next time on the Senior Citizen Podcast.